Hello! In this video, I'll be discussing who I think will win in the May 3rd Indiana open primary for the Democratic side of the field. In that contest, there's two big candidates that are still vying for delegates and for just wins overall, and that would be Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. Now, of those two candidates, I think that the winner of the Indiana primary will be Senator Bernie Sanders and not Hillary Clinton. I think that Clinton will be second to Sanders. I think Sanders will win by at least 5 percentage points more than Clinton. And I have two main reasons for this prediction. The first reason is that the Indiana open primary is an open primary, meaning that voters who are unaffiliated, meaning not registered as a Republican or a Democrat, have the opportunity to participate in the primary in Indiana and cast their vote for Sanders if they support him. Now, throughout this election cycle, throughout this campaign season, Sanders has done very well with independent voters. There's a good argument to be made that in the state of Michigan especially, independent voters were what swung the vote in his direction to his very big win. Not big win, but his very impressive win considering how far behind he was in the polls leading into Michigan. And so, in terms of the state of Indiana, the fact that they have an open primary in Indiana works in Sanders' favor. And it has throughout the season when there's open primaries, and I have no reason to think that it won't work in Sanders' favor in Indiana. The second reason I think that Sanders will win in the state of Indiana is that a substantial portion of Indiana's labor force relies on manufacturing for their jobs and their income. And so when Sanders is the one throughout this campaign season that has had a message that's resonated in places like Michigan, places like Wisconsin, where manufacturing's a big portion of the labor force, specifically in regards to his discussions of trade and how trade deals have hurt manufacturing throughout the United States and how manufacturing jobs have been leaving the country. Well, that particular type of rhetoric resonates in these states. That's why I think, in part, Sanders won in Michigan and Wisconsin, is because of his argument about trade and manufacturing and how the trade policies need to be a little bit different to benefit more manufacturing in the United States. And so I think that Sanders will win in Indiana, and I don't think Clinton will. It'll be Sanders first, Clinton second. That is my prediction. It will be very interesting to see what happens on the 3rd of May, a week from now. And the reason I'm making the prediction as early as I am is that the first reason is that because it's an open primary and because it's a state that's very similar demographically to states like Michigan and Wisconsin that Sanders won, I think that Sanders has a lot of advantages going into the Indiana open primary that weigh heavily in his favor for winning. And so that's why I'm making my prediction now. I can be wrong. I do this in part for fun, but also to see if my predictions hold true based on how I understand the demographics and what's going on so far in the election season and the campaign cycle. And it's possible that momentum from her victories in New York and Pennsylvania and Maryland and Delaware could work towards Clinton's favor. It's quite possible, that momentum could have a big impact in Indiana. But I'm just saying that there's certain factors built into the demographics and the process in Indiana that are to Sanders' advantage. And so that's my prediction, that Sanders wins. And I will find out, just as everyone else finds out on the 3rd, who wins. It'll be very, very educational. Thank you for watching.